All right, everybody, how you doing? Captain Jack here. I am unmuted, so I wanted to make sure I had that squared away. And OG Daniel is with me. And in case you didn't figure it out from our promo, and I am so happy that I had enough time to cut a quick promo with obviously that great soundtrack that we have, The Autumn Wind from Fast Eddie Rice, and then putting the promo up for Chronicles of the Black Hole. Tonight we are doing the Jim Otto show. So if you aren't watching, shame on you. And get the word out to everybody. In fact, I'm gonna share this up. I'm gonna share it from I'm gonna share it up to a bunch of different things while I got it going on. While I'm doing that, why don't we have the other old codger in the room kind of get his information up to you as well? What do you got going on tonight, there, OG Daniel?
Just kidding, man. No, not much.
If there was something visual, I didn't see it.
Okay, I was pretending to talk and not making a sound.
Oh, okay.
Acting
That's
like
fine.
I was muted because that's how you usually come in, man. I had to do it.
No, not always, but sometimes.
Not always. Most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Oh, F you. F
Oh,
you.
let me turn my sound down because I can hear an echo and I don't like that much of my own voice.
Yeah, I got
How's
you.
that?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that better?
good.
Okay.
Yeah. I hear you decently. I don't know if anybody else is popping an echo, but you're okay on my end.
Okay. Well, no, man, not much going on. Just been enjoying Thanksgiving weekend with my family, especially Thanksgiving Day. You know what's funny? Normally, I still got my fingernails. I didn't bite them all off because once car passed for 300.
No, that's not saying F you. That's showing that I actually did bite down on my fingernails.
None. Once
Yeah.
car hit 300 yards, man, I was like, now we got this. It's weird. But once he passed for 300 yards, I'm like, yeah, we're going to win this game. And my wife was like, yeah, these guys are on fire tonight. She doesn't, my wife is not a football fan, but she's learned a lot about the Raiders and observations. She even said something about YouTube content creators, which had me dying. She said, why are these guys trying to, be GMs of a football team using fantasy football strategy? I was like, whoa, that's pretty insightful for a woman who doesn't watch football. And I thought, well, all right, she was right. So
Yeah.
we had a great Thanksgiving dinner. I missed part of the game because I'm old fashioned. When dinner's on, all devices are off. We spend the time together, sharing that meal, talking. So I missed a couple of plays in that game. One I really wished I had seen when Mariota got that touchdown.
You're going into tomorrow night's show.
Okay. And when they got that 100-yard return on us, I'm glad I missed that one.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're going to talk about the wonderful Thanksgiving game that the Raiders had on Thanksgiving, you're going into my show tomorrow night. So make sure you join me.
Man, we got a show to do. I was just saying, how much I enjoyed it and how much I enjoyed Thanksgiving.
Well, see, the other thing is that I didn't like about it is that you actually got a chance to have a Thanksgiving dinner.
Ooh, sorry to hear that.
I did not have Thanksgiving dinner at all. None, nada, zip. So I forfeited Thanksgiving dinner for my wonderful trip. And I will say, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but for my trip out to Dallas, I did not have Thanksgiving dinner. Okay.
Was it worth it?
It was worth it, but you know what? It kind of, it kind of makes you miss what you really look forward to each year, which is Thanksgiving dinner. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's be realistic. My first time I missed Thanksgiving dinner, I was in boot camp. My second time I missed Thanksgiving dinner, well, we were out to sea. We were on deployment. So it was like Thanksgiving became not much to me. Plus, my grandfather used to say something about, Happy Illegal Aliens Day, and he called it that. He just he was, well, I understand, the man's Cherokee. His grandmother died in the Trail of Tears, so um he he had a different point of view on Thanksgiving. And me, I'm just like, whatever. I'm not even eating traditional American Thanksgiving. We always had. I'm 1/4 Puerto Rican, and we always had the Puerto Rican roast pork pernil and rice and gandules and plátano maduro and all this other. And I made that stuff one year, and my wife's daughter, I call her my kid because I've raised her, said, "Why can't we have this every year for Thanksgiving?" Done. So we ate that. We all talked about what we were thankful about in our lives. And yeah, that's the discussion. And we get into it, and it's all like a family bonding moment. Um,
Well,
but
while we're here, I wanted to make sure that I want to give some credit because Oso and TNBC put on a fantastic event on Thanksgiving at the tailgate. I'm not bitching about the food, Oso, because Oso's people had great hamburgers and hot dogs, and there was like tacos in the next area over there.
gotta
So
get the carne asada.
I'm not bitching about that, Oso. So I don't want you to. I hope that didn't come off like a real asshole on that comment. I apologize for that. It's just that I missed the traditional Thanksgiving dinner, but I want to again give props to Oso and TNBC and the Black Pirates and Vic Bad Guy and the rest of the crew for all of their festivities on Thanksgiving for the events out in Dallas. There was food, there was drink, there was good times. So I want to make sure that I covered myself saying when you're talking about the Thanksgiving dinner, I didn't have that. So you know what? I will, if need be, I will go out and get a turkey meal some other time. I'm not sweating it. You also hit your nail on the head, okay, by it was worth it by going out to see the Raiders play on Thanksgiving
I
and
would have
did
traded with you.
yeah, well, did a whooping on the Cowboys, and we will make sure that you join me tomorrow night when I do my after game show a couple days late, but it will be on Sunday, and we will talk about the Raider game on Sunday. But again, love your Thanksgiving memories there, and we'll do some more Thanksgiving memories here. And I appreciate everybody that's on. I will say it one more time. Again, if you like what you see, please give a like, give a subscribe to both. And remember, this is on my channel, which is the Captain Jack Rackham channel. It is also on Chronicles of the Black Hole channel, which is OG's channel. Make sure if you're not subscribed to both, shame on you. Make sure you subscribe to both because we're pushing it on both. Okay. And again,
And
we're not.
everybody in the chat, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And we're glad, we are so grateful you're here. We love talking with you guys, and we're gonna get to you guys, but we're gonna tell you a little story about a legend.
Yep. There you go. There you go.
We're
That's
gonna talk about Jim Otto, number 00. There you go. Okay. Jim Otto was from Wisconsin. He played center, and at the University of Miami, when he played center, he also played linebacker on defense. So he played Iron Man football. He was an Iron Man. Um, he was 205 when he was in college. His senior year, he started doing something that most players don't do, and that was lifting weights back then. And he built himself up to 217 in college. After that, the NFL was not interested in him, but the AFL picked him up in 1960. And his first year in the league, he wore number 50, but then he switched his number to 00 the next season. And the reason being is You heard of the 30-06. It's an old term. It's 30-06. Well, back then, when you would use the word "ot," it meant zero. But his last name was Otto, so he wanted that double zero. Now, between his college days and his first year in the NFL, he beefed himself up from 217 to 255 pounds. And his first season, he was so good, all of a sudden the NFL wanted him again. And he decided, now I'm going to be loyal to the team that gave me my first chance. He stayed with the Raiders. And when Al Davis came in and took over, he made sure that Otto never left. This guy was tough. He played 15 years, 10 years in the AFL. And then after the merger, it was 5 years with the Raiders still in the NFL. This man played 210 consecutive games and never missed a single game due to injury. Okay, this was tough. Now, this is back when you had two little bars across your face like this, you know. He said that over his career, he had his nose broken at least a dozen times. His nose was all gnarled up. He got his nose broke every year, but it was easy because there was a big space right there. He Other players would say when you go up against an offensive lineman, it doesn't hurt. But when Jim Otto hit you, he tried to kill you. He tried to hurt you. And in the running game, he would pop guys, pancake them, smack them. His famous move was getting down underneath the shoulder pads and shoving them up into their necks and flipping them backwards. And he was tough. He was really, really tough. One of the things he would say is, oh, yeah, in an interview, he said, it was 2 hours of us getting out there every Sunday and just a bunch of big guys just beating each other up, having a good time. This guy was always getting smashed, pashed, crashed, and trashed, and showed up for the next game. He was tough, like a kind of tough we wouldn't see today, especially in the old school game rules and the old school game pads and the old school game helmets. That's a tough dude. Okay. You don't play 15 years straight without and miss 0 games. I mean, they don't have that kind of tough no more. Not as far as I see it in the NFL. Okay. See Richie Incognito. But he played in a lot of playoff games, a ton of playoff games. Okay. Al Davis made sure this man never left the team, made sure he was paid, made sure he was appreciated, and he never left. He played for 10 years in the AFL with the Raiders, and then when the AFL and the NFL merged, he played 5 more years with the Raiders. Like, that's absolute loyalty. Never missed a game. He's one of 3 players who played their entire career with one team through the AFL, NFL years. He was on the original 1960 team. He was the original Mr. Oakland Raider. That's who he was. So Jim Otto, I remember watching him my first 2 years as a fan. I was 9 and 10. And this guy would come out and he was also on the all-star team, they called it in the AFL back in the days. 13 of those 15 years. Okay. This guy was no joke. He's listed ranked number 78 all-time 100 greatest football players, and that was in 2019. He was a National Football League 100 anniversary all-time team member. And a lot of great stories about Jim Otto. We'll get into that. But yeah, Jim Otto was no joke. He was a badass. Now, understand your center being 255 today, yeah, like that wouldn't work. And he was considered undersized back then. But he was so vicious in his running attack, great blocker. He just made it work for him according to the rules of the time. And the rules of the time are actually the way he played is still the rules today. You can do the stuff he did. So that's pretty much the story his career with the Raiders. There's more afterwards we can talk about, but Captain, anybody got any questions that they're asking, things like that? Because I'm just going off.
No, and like I said, I appreciate that. If there are any questions, please chime in the comments section. This is not a call-in channel tonight. It's you comment and we will give you the answers. Okay, you comment, we will give you the answers, because again, between Daniel knowing a lot and me knowing a bit, okay, or it depends on the subject. I can be knowing a lot and he can be knowing a bit, but between the two of us, we definitely will have things covered. And I appreciate that, for all of the comments that in here. And I'm definitely going to show Raider Critiques comment about Panani, even though it's not really kosher, but we're going to say it. But
On this channel, it is.
it is on this channel. And the one thing that I would like to say is, remember, Jim Otto did play. He played Iron Man football. And if you ever, to me, the greatest player of the Iron Man football era, okay, was somebody who was like Jim Otto. It's Chuck Bednarik, because Chuck Bednarik played center for the Eagles and he played middle linebacker. And Chuck Bednarik would play like the full game, would never leave the field. And that was the type of player that Jim Otto was, except that when he went to the AFL and the NFL, he just played exclusively on offense. But remember, when Jim played football in college, he was an Iron Man in that respect. He played all the time, and he was just mean and nasty, not dirty. Because there's when you call people like mean and nasty, a lot of times they think of you as being dirty. Conrad
Yeah.
Conrad Dobler was dirty, okay? And even he admits, and I had an interview, check out on my old interviews on the show as well, where I interviewed Conrad Dobler, really great guy, but he was a nasty Henri F when he played football. Jim Otto played clean, nasty football, in the fact that he just killed you every minute of every down of every play. Maybe a little bit after the whistle, but still not so excessive. He just wanted to beat his opponent into the ground. Okay, just like Bob Boomer Brown, and we did the show about Bob Boomer Brown wanting to kill people as well. Jim Otto and Bob Brown were of the same ilk. They definitely would go out to just beat the living daylights out of the person in front of them. And remember, and we went over this as well.
Yeah, but Otto wasn't wearing a cast on his thumb, okay, or jamming people in the guts.
I got that. I got that. But when you have literally a Hall of Fame offensive line, okay, between Shell, Upshaw, Jim Otto, Ron Mix, and Bob Brown, all on the Raiders offensive front in like 72, literally an Hall of Fame offensive line. And I don't think
The
you will.
greatest offensive line, probably the greatest offensive line. Like if we had an offensive line like that now, the penalties would be outrageous, but man, they'd get it to people scared. They would terrify you.
For sure. For sure. And remember, folks, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to Chronicles of the Black Hole. It's the same title, is the same YouTube channel at the title of this show, Chronicles of the Black Hole. It is OG's channel. If you're not subscribed to mine, and I know that there was somebody that didn't, and I think Wild Turkey, I gave him that information. Make sure you're subscribed to both, because we push this on both channels. And again, anytime you guys have any questions for us, just put it in the comments section. We'll take care of you. And there's our big supporter, Terrence L. Carey. He'll make sure that he puts all that information up there in the in the comments section. Oh well, yeah. Actually, Sebastian, we went over that. But if you want to say it again real quick, there, the Sebastian, I guess, wasn't here when you said it originally, because originally Jim Otto's number was 50, and I have a signed Jim Otto jersey of the old Raider variety, which actually kind of looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler jersey. It is black and yellow, and it's 50, and Jim signed it for me. And I got a Tom Flores old school, kind of like a Raider jersey that kind of looked like the old school Steeler jersey, but it's old school Raider. I'm going to put those two jerseys together, so I have Jim Otto and Tom Flores together in one panel in those jerseys. It's going to look really great for
Matt
sure.
Marinovich, absolutely. The 00 is the only Raider number retired by the NFL. The
Yeah.
Raiders don't retire numbers, but the NFL said no more of this. And when Otto, he was allowed to keep it until he retired, and he was the last of the 00s.
No, that's not true.
That's what I read in that book.
Well, Kenny Burrow, who was 00 for the Oilers, actually was a little bit past Otto, but he I think he wore his till like 76 or so. But shortly thereafter, Otto had it till like 74 when he retired from the Raiders. But Kenny Burrow of the Oilers also had 00s, and then when he left the game, then it was totally permanently retired by everyone. Kind of like, when like in baseball, 42 was retired, but they allowed, the Yankee closer. Actually, the only person who ever went to the Hall of Fame unanimously on every ballot, the Yankee closer, who was also 42, was allowed to keep the number 42 when it was retired by MLB. Same thing with the NFL retiring 00. Otto and then Kenny Burrow were the last people to wear it officially.
I honestly think, since the Raiders didn't have a choice, I think Mark Davis should retire Jim Otto's number since it's retired anyway. Have a ceremony and retire that number.
But see, that would cause thinking on the Raiders owners' part.
Well, I'm just saying, enough people do enough hashtags, stuff can get done. Just hashtag his barber or something. Hashtag it at Hooters and or the PF Chang's. Somebody will get the message.
Ed, like you said, that might have been, and I don't know what your source is on that, but you did have Dobler, and you did have a couple really good players on the offensive line for the Cardinals, but they're not all in the Hall of Fame. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. The only that I know of Hall of Fame offensive line was the one that the Raiders had in 72.
So after Jim Otto retired, okay, one of the things that Tom Flores put in his book is that Jim Otto was a guy who would go in and get into a fist fight every week. He'd get a broken nose or he'd get injured. He had his knees replaced in the off season, things like that. He said that this guy was a medical miracle. What happened is after the NFL, Jim Otto went through 74 operations, 28 on his knees, 9 of them during his playing career, and multiple replacements afterwards. His joints became riddled with arthritis. He got back and neck problems. He did a book called The Pain of Glory, and he talked about his near-death experience from medical procedures. At one point, he was fighting off 3 different life-threatening infections due to complications from artificial joint. And during a 6-month period, he was out without a right knee joint because he had to wait for the infection to heal and another knee could be implanted. He was laying in bed dying while his wife was putting in IVs of antibiotics. Anyway, here's the crazy thing. Jim Otto said, now understand, later on his right knee got amputated, or his right leg, because of the knee. Jim Otto, they asked him, it's like, well, if you hadn't gone through all that in the NFL and all that, your career, what would you do over? He said, I'd play all over again. I'd do it all again. I have no regrets. I mean, that's tough. That is a tough guy. You lose your leg, you get all this surgeries done, you go through all this hell, and he's like, I'd do it all over again. That's a badass. That is a kind of level of badass that you don't see. You definitely don't see in today's NFL.
For sure, for sure. And again, it's one of those things where the Raiders have always been known to have like a hierarchy of the greatest centers to have played. You got like Jim Otto and Dave Dalby, and even like Rodney Hudson when he was there was obviously listed as like the greatest center of his era. The Raiders are known for punters. The Raiders are known for centers. So it's one of those things that if you always ask, kind of like Penn State's always known as linebacker U. The Raiders are always known to have the best centers available, and it's like it was a transition when Jim Otto left the game to have Dave Dalby come in and play behind him because again he was following our legend, and Dave Dalby was a fantastic player in his own right. So he did have that. Excuse me, thank you. Sorry, folks, I had to sneeze there. There you go.
Oh, I thought you were trying to buy a vowel.
No, that's it. And no, Michael Conte and Michael, I understand you've been sick recently, so hopefully you're feeling better as well, sir. I hope you are feeling better.
Yep, that's true, Michael. He owned a bunch of Burger Kings. He even did commercials. He'd go and do training on his staff.
For sure. Remember, if there's any questions or any comments that you wish to contribute in addition to what we have here, please chime in. And again, we will answer them as we get a chance to. I do know that I've had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Otto in a couple different times. He would always go out for the Commitment to Excellence Awards dinners out in Oakland, and was just so was it affable, I think is the correct term, very very fan
Approachable.
oriented, very approachable, just down to earth, and it's just always been like that. Always, and it's great. Like I said, what Jim Otto was the same way, Coach Flores was the same way, and it's unfortunate that we don't get a chance to see a lot of these gentlemen as much anymore because they are in advanced age. I said it was so good to see Coach Flores out there for the Hall of Fame festivities, and and Coach is what 80 something years old. Jim's got to be at least late 70s, early 80s, things like that. So again, make sure that if you do get a chance to see these folks or go to events where these folks are, go see them because again, it is a privilege that you might not be able to get very often. And
There's also highlight videos you can watch on YouTube and or videos that tell about their history. It makes you more human and endearing. Let me ask you a question, Skipper. Do you think
Sure.
there's a way? Do you think there's a way we could put the link in the chat and bring some people to come talk to us?
I mean, if they want to talk, I mean, let's put it this way. We can, but there are people that I'm kind of leery of letting into the chat at all times. So again, if you'd like to,
Well, it's at your discretion.
yeah, I will at our discretion. If you want to come into the chat. Oh, okay. Let's see. I'll actually put this question up from Raphael. Raphael, the great young kid that he is, and good seeing you as well. Do you think that Kenny Stabler is the greatest Raider quarterback of all time?
Nope.
I would say that as far as if you look at his numbers, He only had the one Super Bowl, but I still think that in my estimation he is. Although Jim Plunkett has two Super Bowl victories to Kenny's one, I actually think Kenny is the greatest Raider quarterback, but that's on me. And I know that Daniel disagrees with me, but again, if you look at everything that he did, I would put Kenny at number one for the Raiders. I think Daniel is a Plunkett guy.
Let me tell you about Kenny Stabler. Kenny Stabler got us our first Super Bowl win. Kenny Stabler was my hero. Okay, I've got a little. I can't reach it from here. I got a little Kenny Stabler like figurine with leaning back, getting ready to fire. Okay, the snake was a legend. Jim Plunkett won 2 Super Bowls. Gets very little credit for the Hall of Fame. I'm going to tell you, Rich Gannon had heart. Guy played with a broken neck. Okay. Statistically speaking, it's Derek Carr. He's beat all their records.
But see, I get that, but it's apples and oranges and kumquats. Okay, there's so many. I mean, the today's live. It's kind of like, remember how baseball was that you have the live ball era of baseball, and then you have the dead ball era of baseball. There is so much offense today. You can't really compare the freedom of the offenses of today in comparison to the 70s and below. Okay, it's
well,
like
in the 70s, Stabler was Mahomes. He's falling down. He's halfway down and still makes a completion in the end zone. I mean, sometimes he got lucky. Sometimes he was just that good. Don't get me wrong. But if you look at it, we've had 4 great quarterbacks. Well, no, forgot LaMonica.
and remember remember the old man George Blanda too. Even though he didn't play a lot of quarterback for the Raiders, he was a fantastic NFL quarterback. You know, he played behind 2 Hall of Famers with the Bears. And then when he went to the AFL for the Oilers, he was their Hall of Fame quarterback for the Oilers. And then by the time he got to the Raiders, he was more of the place kicker, substitute quarterback behind LaMonica. But George Blanda, who actually was the NFL record holder in points before Walter Payton broke that record.
Understand this though. If Derek Carr can go and win 3 Super Bowls, you know who I'm going with, right?
No, yeah. Well, if Derek Carr wins 3 Super Bowls,
You got to win 3 Super Bowls, pal, to get there. But until then, you're up there. You're just you got to win in this era. Period.
Yeah. Well, I like that. Thanks again there for that comment, Matt.
I saw that. Jim Otto knocked him out, bragging the man that Otto was too slow on the previous day. Afterwards, Matt walked up, looked down at him, and said, "Is he too slow now?" Oh! I saw that interview. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. You reminded me of something I'd forgotten about.
That's great. Yeah.
So we're gonna put a link in or no?
Okay, yeah. If you want to come in, and again at my discretion, if you want to come into the conversation, the link is there. Hit up your link on StreamYard. You can call or you can come in via your comments. And again, thank you for that for Raphael. You're definitely good to go there. Appreciate you.
I would love to have people come in and talk with us because you know what? It's more fun to interact face to face than just comments. I don't know. I'm just one of those touchy feely guys,
Yeah, and again, I agree with this comment from Asylum. Carr, I think, will win a Super Bowl. The question will be, will it be on the Raiders or not?
It will, because he already said, "I'll retire. I'm not going anywhere else." And I honestly believe him. Carr's a pastor. He's not going to lie to you about that crap. He said, "I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I got a lot of money. I'm a Raider. Been a Raiders fan for 20 years, and I'm not going nowhere. I will retire." And That's a guy who doesn't play for money. He plays for pride.
I understand that, but again, and I believe that Derek actually thinks that, and he believes that. But if it's like, let's say it's next year, let's just say after this year, the Raiders say, Derek, we're going to move on from you, and we're going to, trade you to acquire draft picks from somebody, and he says, no, I'm gonna retire. I would think that Derek, being the professional that he is, would still play. He might not like it, but I think that he would play for the next team.
Look, there's people saying if he went to the Saints right now, he'd take him to the Super Bowl. If he went to the Colts right now, he'd take him to the Super Bowl. And he probably would. But he's a Raider. He's a Raiders fan. I'm telling you right now, that boy ain't about the bag. He ain't about that bag.
No, like I said, I agree. But the other question is that, and folks, you guys got to also remember, in my opinion, so IMO, this team is going to go through a major reshuffle in the offseason. And that's as of right now. Even if we get to a good point and we have a postseason, I still believe that this team is going to go through a major reshuffle, and there will be a lot of changes in this team next year.
You know what, Captain? You and I agree on most things, just not right now, because I think we're going to go through a minor adjustment, pick up Devontae Adams, and it's going to be light the NFL up for the next 4 to 5 years.
Well, it all depends upon who the coach is and who is in management. And if the coach doesn't want Derek Carr to be his quarterback,
did you cut your beard?
No, it's the same. It's the same length that I've had it for the last couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I did cut my beard a couple weeks ago, but it's
I haven't seen it in a couple weeks, so.
Yeah, no, it's the same length that it's been a couple. I basically cut it in half.
You cut it or somebody else cut it?
My stylist cut it.
You want me to help you go get the guy who did it?
No.
I'm just kidding, man. I was setting you up for that.
It's not a guy. It's not a guy. I never go to a guy.
I got this until March. It's getting colder, so I'm liking the beard right now.
Well, I will have it pending developments as to what I will do.
No, in March this is gone, man. It starts warming up around here, and I'm nope. It starts getting itchy and hot. Gotta go.
Well, that's why.
What do you guys want to go on?
Yeah, we do have a guest coming in.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring in the Raider Critique. Raider Critique, good to see you there, brother. How you doing? And thanks for joining.
What's happening, man? How about them cow patties?
Oh, the Brokeback Mountain fans? Your mic went off.
I know my mic's good. Critique, are you good?
Yeah, it sounds great over here. Got a little lag, but that's nothing.
Okay, that's good. All right.
So the Brokeback Mountain fans are very quiet this week. I call them Brokeback Mountain, cowboy lovers. I don't know if you saw the movie or heard it.
I know I refuse to see that movie.
I didn't see it either. I just Cowboys fans are Brokeback Mountains. That's what I call them.
That's exactly what they are.
I got a lot of friends that are Cowboys fans on Facebook and stuff, and nothing. So I commandeered that meme, Captain, put it out. I tried to antagonize them a few times, but nobody bit.
Remember, the views expressed by OG Daniel and Raider Critique are their views.
And not probably viewable by children or normal, healthy, mental people.
There you go. So what do you got for us there, RC? And by the way, Doc, I see you back there, so you don't go away. I see you, Doc. Doc's backstage, ready to come in. RC, what you got for us tonight?
Well, check it out, man. It's raining here in Texas. I figure that's all the Cowboys fans crying. I mean, because they have been crying about the referees. Now you know what we feel like.
Dude, you almost made me blow rum through my nostrils. Cowboy tears.
Go on.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. You guys talking about Jim Otto, man, that's real good knowledge for real, because a lot of these young cats don't really have any idea about that. Like even me, I'm only 41, and I've watched a lot of highlights, and we've seen him and Alzado and just the way they used to play. We can't play like that no more, but it sure does feel good to know that that's us, and that's what we need to play like.
Right, but Jim Otto was a clean player. He wasn't a dirty player.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he could play in today's NFL if he was a little bigger. But no, man, we're here to just. The reason we do this is because we want the words of Willie Brown. You must know your history, and we want to make sure that these Raider fans who weren't around then, it's not their fault, they just weren't born then, get to know this history, this rich history of our team.
Got it. Now,
Yo,
and again,
give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and get this internet figured out real quick because I've got a lot of feedback. It's really delayed here. So let me go find out what the hell is going on outside the studio, and then I'll be right back.
Okay, you want me to kick you out and come back in later?
Yes, please.
All right. So we're gonna remove Raider critique. Doc Cabral, are you still there? Doc Cabral. Okay, I still see him backstage, but now I don't see a camera on him. So maybe he went to take a feed break. I will put to
or purchase a beverage.
Or get a beverage. Actually, I was going through my luggage today, and I have the Grand Marnier that I've been saving as a drink when the next time the Raiders won. I need to remind myself to put it here for my show tomorrow, so I will drink the Grandma in celebration of the Raiders' victory over the Cowpatties on Thursday. So we will do that as well.
See, I've got a 67-year-old bottle of Grand Marnier waiting. When we win our first playoff game with Derek Carr, I'm going to crack that bad boy open. It's 67 years old, cost over $100 for the bottle. It doesn't taste like Grand Marnier anymore. It tastes like liquid gold.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got a Cuban cigar waiting to have with it.
There you go. And I'm not sure what the conversation was. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'll go back to the original. Most of the audience tonight has not seen Otto play, and to a point, that's probably true, Ed. It's to a point, it is probably true, but that's one of the reasons why myself and OG Daniel put the knowledge out there, because there is the knowledge. There's the books that the man has written himself. There's YouTube videos, and there is interviews about the man. So again, even like Asylum says, you can go and watch. That's why we love YouTube. You can go and watch old school Raider highlights showing Jim Otto and the Stork and Alzado.
Yeah, and you can watch the old games on YouTube. On there's one called Raiders Classics. Right. I love that channel. Oh my God, that channel's awesome. Yeah. And you actually talked with the man. Nice. You've been to an event then.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Asylum.
Yeah, and Ed, again, I agree with you. I mean, I recall seeing the very end of Jim Otto. My first Raider experience was watching the Raiders in 1972. That's when I became a Raiders fan, was 7 years old in 1972. So I saw the Raiders of Jim Otto and that great offensive line that we talked about, Shell, Upshaw, Otto, Ron Mix, and Bob Boomer Brown, in that era. it was fantastic to watch. But I am lucky that I had a chance to watch it. But for those that didn't get a chance to watch it, when you watch the classics of the games, it's just like you're watching an old NBC broadcast with Kirk Gowdy, you know,
because
giving
they
you
have full games,
right.
and you're still biting your nails whether you know if they won or not. And the other thing is, Ed, think of it this way: all these young guys that are in here are going to get to watch games that we won't get to see, and players we won't get to see because we'll be long expired.
Yeah. Hey, Critique, are you ready to come back? Critique, yes. Okay, good. I'm going to bring Critique back in. I
All
saw
right,
him.
how's that? Is that better?
Oh no, that's fantastic, partner. We got you.
Nice. All right. Yeah, man. Hey,
Go ahead.
so, dudes like Lester Hayes, dudes like Willie Brown, these are the players that, made the way the Raiders are. You know what I mean? Yeah, all the footage that I've seen, because, I'm a young man, you know what I mean? But we don't see dudes play like this no more.
Because it's
And it's
illegal.
really fucking awesome to know
Because
that
it's
we
illegal,
had those
bro.
players like that. You know what I mean? That set the tone. That's what brought in dudes like Eddie Anderson, who were popping dudes. You know what I mean? And, they want to sit there and talk about Stickum. Hey, it was legal back then, man. So, I mean, there's no reason to sit there and talk all that smack about Stickum. My dad always sitting there talking about Stickum and Lester Hayes. I always got to put him in check. He's 79 years
See,
old, and I
here's the
still got to
thing:
put him in check. So,
a lot of stuff that's not legal anymore is probably because of the Raiders. And understand, they can't do that stuff like they did back then. Understand this: you're never going to see a Raiders team from the 70s or 80s reborn. You're going to see guys who got better. You guys see guys who got skills, and you can have your own dynasty, but you're never going to see that. That is all illegal now. You can't forward fumble. You can't hit a guy when he's on the ground. You can't use stick 'em. You can't helmet pop a guy anymore. You can't do a lot of that. It's that game is not the same game as the game we watch now, man. The thing is, guys became so efficient at hurting other players, they had to dial it back because too many guys with CTE, too many guys with white. Okay, Joe Montana. Let me give you an example. You saw him play. You understand this. When Joe Montana ain't filming a commercial and he goes out in public, he's using a walker. Okay? These guys damaged each other's bodies so bad back in those days. The helmet hits, creating things like something tragic that happened to us recently with our fullback,
Steve Smith.
who the protein buildups in the helmet to helmets created his issues that paralyzed him and pretty much killed him. Okay. I don't want to, I hate those stories. I hate those stories. Do I want the NFL to be safer? Yeah. They're transitioning to that. Problem is, there's a lot of flags for shit. Okay.
I
And
mean, you
yeah,
sit
it's
there and you
not the
look at
same
what happened to
sport
Rich
anymore,
Gannon.
but those tough football players are now missing limbs, dying. The great legends that we love are suffering because the game was so tough. So you got to find a balance somewhere.
And this is in conjunction to what we were asked about with Raphael, was like, who is the best quarterback in our estimation for the Raiders? And Don agrees with me on 1 and 2. And I actually agree with Dom's list as far as in the numbers. I definitely would think Gannon would be 3, LaMonica 4, and Blanda 5, and that is my estimation. Again, and Derek Carr has all these guys on numbers,
But
but
he's got to win some Super Bowls.
exactly it's a
Let's say
numbers
that's the only thing he's missing.
right.
Playoff wins and Super Bowls.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to grab a cocktail. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. We'll let OG grab a cocktail. Any other thing that you? Thank you as well, Johnny, here for your comment. Again, if you want to come into the show tonight, I will give that link again because again, we were talking about that. If you want to come into the show, like Raider Critique is in the show tonight, hit that link button, and I will decide who will be in the show tonight. Okay, I'll just put it like that. But it's always a pleasure to have you out. Now, Critique. Anything else like old school? For concerning Jim Otto or any of the Raiders of old of ilk that you'd like to discuss?
Actually, no, man. What I really came in here to ask you, and what I really wanted to say is that I am continuing on with my segment, and I would like to get you in on the finale.
Okay, the one that we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, what we did a couple weeks ago. Yes, sir.
Okay, when I depending upon time, sure, I will be more than happy to do that. And
I'm
again,
trying to do it a week before Christmas.
we'll see what my schedule entails. And by the way, again, the Raider Critique does have his own YouTube channel. I was very happy to be on Critique's channel for one of the interviews that he had with us concerning the. Well, you know what? I'll let Critique sell it as well or promote what he's been doing on his channel and what you can continue to see on his channel as well. Go ahead, there, RC.
Well, you can find me right here on YouTube. All right. You can also find me on Twitter. You can always tell which one I am because I'm the one that don't know how to keep his mouth shut. So, I mean, I always say what I mean. I never sit there. I don't sugarcoat nothing. But I can tell you this, these guys right here, learn from them. Young Raider Nation, please learn from them because this is what we are. This is how we do it. Don't sit there and fuck around and pussyfoot around the NFL. These guys know. Straight up, man. These guys know. There's a lot of good YouTubers out there. There's a lot of good podcasters out there. But respect our old cats, man. Respect our old cats. Come in here, like, subscribe. Definitely, man, because look, when it comes down to it, the culture is leaving. All right. We're now in Vegas. We need to keep that culture alive. Period. We might not be in Oakland anymore, man. You might be able to take us out of Oakland, but you can't take the Oakland out the Raiders, homie. You can't. And that's just the way it is, man. You guys make sure. Keep the OGs in mind. Hey, I love y'all, man. I love everything y'all do for real. Please keep teaching these young cats, please. That's all I ask for.
We're just here to share what we know with those who want to know.
Yeah, I appreciate that there, you popping in as well to that. So thank you for that, for coming in and saying that. Let me see. I'm going to kick this one. So I'm going to kick the guest here. Okay, yeah, because lost stock probably got him back, but no, thank you for that. Appreciate you popping in and saying that as well.
Hey, I love y'all, family. I got to go to band practice, man. I got some bass I got to go play. But you guys take care of yourselves. Keep it real, guys. Hey, we stomped them cow patties, baby. We whooped them. Yeah. Everybody in Texas is crying, and I'm laughing my ass to the bank, baby.
Well, hey, I'm
love
glad
y'all, man. Take care of yourself.
Have a good one.
Hey, thanks again there, Critique. Appreciate you being here, brother. All right. And that's Raider Critique. Make sure you hit him up on his YouTube channel. I wanted to say thanks to Frankie Skata That is a $5 donation, which will get him an entry into the treasure chest of prizes. I knew I had to do something today, and that was the one thing I didn't do today was get all these entries available for the treasure chest of prizes. So, Frankie, thank you for that. When I get the wheel ready, there will be a one wheel. I know I already got enough for one wheel. There might be enough for a second wheel, but if not, that every time that you give a donation of $5 via the super chat or super sticker, you will get an entry into the treasure chest of prizes. Also, remember that you see some of these people that have the little what do you call it? Pictures by their name. They are members of the Galleon. They are members of this channel. You can become a member of this channel for as little as $5 a month. You can get that. Oh shoot, I'm locked. Okay, good. I was locked up for a second. But for as little as $5 a month, you can be a member of this channel. And also for $10 a month, you are a member. You are a member of the Chiefs Mess. I actually had a patch one time only for the $10 a month. Remember, membership has its privileges, so you can become a member of the channel for $5 or $10. Thank you for that, and again, thank you for that, Frankie McDade. I will make sure you get your uh your entry into the prize wheel on that.
And guys, scroll up into this and get on the stream with us, man. Jump in with us. Cool Kev, Anna, Robert, Ed. Join us. Somebody come join us, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna put the link again if you would like to come in. We're
Yeah.
actually going to get somebody that I actually respect, and it's because he is a old school fan of football. That's Doc Cabral. Boy,
Hey, Doc.
that's a hell
What's
of
up, guys?
come into the show as well. Doc Cabral, and I'm going to say this correctly. Doc Cabral is a Patriots fan, not a Cheatriots fan. He is a Patriots fan because he's been a fan of the Pats since so old that when they sucked, and Doc Cabral has always been a fan of theirs. So I give Doc Cabral his respect. How you doing there, Doc? What's going on with you tonight?
Never a dull one, guys. I heard you talking about Otto Graham. That guy was a blessed animal.
Otto Graham?
We're talking about Jim Otto.
I'm like Jim Otto. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, by the way, thanks for Jim Plunkett, by the way. He used to play for you guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was our first round draft pick.
Actually, you guys, he's saying back when they sucked, but there was a time when the Patriots back before they didn't suck.
Well, there
They
was a
beat
Boston
us the
Patriots.
season we beat the Vikings. We got them back in the playoffs, but the Patriots before they sucked were actually pretty damn good.
Well, the thing is about the Patriots back then, they were the Boston Patriots when they actually took in Jim Plunkett. Then, not long after that, the AFL and the NFL merger happened, and that's when they became the New England Patriots.
Yep, but there was at one time they were not sucked before they sucked.
Well, Nick Buoniconti, his name, the coach for the Browns. I can't remember his name right now. He played for a lot of the guys that were really well known many years into the 80s and 90s were actually New England Patriots as new players.
Yeah, and actually that's a good segue because Ed Winchell said, did the Patriots ever have a player similar to Jim Otto? Nick Buoniconti was one of those guys that was a hardcore, undersized, but would kick your ass on the field guy. Nick Buoniconti, about Jim Otto's size, very undersized, but played with fire and definitely heart. So again, when he played linebacker for the Pats, and later on with the Dolphins, was one of those guys.
Bourbon County Raider just said, "Hey Doc, Brady fumbled."
What?
Duck roll. He's talking about the duck roll.
Oh, you mean what Jay calls the F rule?
Yeah, the F tuck.
Mm-hmm.
the F tuck. The F tuck.
You know what? Again, that was his first. That was Tom Brady's second year in the league, but basically rookie year as a quarterback.
But let's screw the Raiders again.
You know what? But the Raiders still have a whole bunch of guys in the Hall of Fame, and that's something to be commended about.
Yeah, actually, we need more in the Hall of Fame, and there are plenty that deserve it that unfortunately are not there yet. But
Yep.
no, we appreciate you coming in, Doc. What was your other thing that you were calling in to pop in about talking about Jim Otto or old school football? Again, giving you props as a Patriots fan. No, no hate there. As a Patriots fan, knowing what you know, again, old school football gentleman that you are.
Gentlemen, am I on the right channel? I mean, I want to make sure I'm in the right place. Jesus.
Yeah, don't throw that word around, Captain. That doesn't pertain to us either.
Okay,
You're not
all
Captain to me. You're Jay. So I'm
Yeah,
sorry if
I
if it's disrespectful. I'm sorry, but you
I
will always
know.
be my roommate in San Diego and in the Philippines with Fisk Westpac.
There you go. Yeah, I and trust me, I have known Doc since the late '80s. So, quite a few amount of years there. When I actually did when I was svelte and I didn't have this gut, and I actually was a good looking son of a bitch. So yeah, Doctor knows me from way back. But yeah,
I'll be kind, Jay.
Just remember, at our age, that gun is a roof for the machine.
Hey,
yeah,
by the way, OG, question for you. You were on the Dewar?
What?
The ship that you have the T-shirt of?
USS Waddell.
Oh, Waddell. Now,
DDG 24.
were you in Pearl
Fire
Harbor?
guided missile.
Were you in Pearl Harbor on her?
What?
Were you in Pearl Harbor when you were on the Waddell?
No, I was stationed. We started off in Long Beach, moved down to San Diego. We deployed. My ship was a Vietnam era ship. It was before I was, on it. But they first ship to fire in the Gulf of Tonkin. It should have been kept as a memorial, and instead we decommissioned her, sold her to the Greek Navy. They used her for 7 years, changed her name to the Nerchos, and then they sunk her in the Aegean Sea.
Oh, I'm sorry, because I had a friend of mine on the Waddell. He was a gunner's mate many, many moons ago.
What year?
Oh God, Will. His name is Will Warner, and he was a gunner many, many moons. I think in the late 70s or 80s, maybe.
I do remember there was a gunner's mate on board, last name Warner. But
Warner.
this was in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, possibly could have been shipmates.
He was rather like Jay, a little round around the center.
Okay, two comments. First off, Elena, thank you for coming into the show. Remember, Elena is one of the people that both support myself as well as OG. We thank you, Elena, for your support. Make sure you're there on Tuesday for Captain and Wenches, where it'll be the captain, Peggy, Heidi, and Angria talking about the Raider victory on Thanksgiving. So please make sure you're there, Elena.
There might be another lady there.
Yeah, but we'll see that. And
I
again,
referred her.
okay. Also, when we're talking Pearl Harbor, if we're talking Pearl Harbor, we're actually talking the base of Pearl Harbor, not the event.
No,
I've been to Pearl Harbor. We visited Pearl Harbor a few times.
Yeah,
but
different event. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So again, and Doc, since we got you on, any of your how was your Thanksgiving, and any final comments about what you'll see maybe tomorrow? And again, positives about your team. They look like they will be a playoff team this year, Doc.
It would be nice. I will pray for that, but we shall see. My Thanksgiving was rather interesting. It brought back some memories that I haven't thought of when I was a child, like 10, 11 years old. I was real young when I was remembering these memories. And a cousin of mine reminded me of them. She was a Marine dependent for many years. Her father's a retired Marine in Maryland. And having Thanksgiving dinner, we had our carcass. A little quick story. When I was a child, we didn't have a lot, and friends of my grandmother would bring us Christmas and Thanksgiving dinners to make, because we had 7 kids in our family. And my mother would get carcasses of turkeys from people from around the neighborhood, and we'd go, "What's all that about?" But what would happen is her and my grandmother would make soup, turkey soup, with vegetables and rice and potatoes to make sure we had something to eat after we had dinner. And we lived on those soups for a long time when we were kids. It really got cold in the winter time over there. And we helped because we watch football, watch the Lions lose every year like they always do for the most part. And this year was no different, of course. Um, but I also the gratitude I have, like you, Jay, in San Diego when we used to go out for breakfast on Sunday mornings and watch your boy Jay, definitely your favorite quarterback of the Raiders.
Don't you say his name. Don't you say his name. Do not say his name.
He used to get very mad at him. I remember that very clearly.
Yeah.
And Chris. But something I'll always be grateful for is the times at sea, the times coming back from sea, and being able to know that there were great people out there who watched out for people like you and me that were out there doing our thing. And I'll always remember. To me, that's a great thing. I got a friend right now. He was an OSSR when he joined the Navy, and today he's a full bird captain, and he'll be retiring in about 2 years. Larry, friend of mine, and I want to thank him, guys like you and you, there, OG, for the things you did for our country, and for remembering that the little things we had when we came up to what we have today is a miracle. I have the ultimate gratitude for the people that were out there, and guys like Jim Plunkett, who were 5% Irish and 94, and the rest is all Mexican. Like my friend Paul. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk again.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you being here, partner. Blessings to you and your family, and you take care of yourself as well.
Don't forget Monday.
It's what is it? Hanukkah already?
Yeah.
Yom Kippur?
Already, Jay.
You know, Doc is more up on the Jewish holidays than I am. He tells me when I need to go and do things because I'll forget.
Thanks. I gotta call my business partner and wish him a happy Hanukkah that day. So that's cool.
So yeah, I appreciate that, Doc. So so A Crazy Night starts Monday. Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh well, almost tomorrow.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
All right. Hey, thanks again, there, partner. You take care. Good hearing from you, Doc.
Care.
All right, that was Doc Cabral. Love Doc Cabral. And Anna, don't go away. Because I know she's there. We're gonna bring Anna in here. Anna, do you have some front light so we can see you? Because you got a lot of backlight. There you go. Now we can see you.
Right here. Robert Pena said his uncle was on the Mighty Mo.
Yeah, that's it. And also, my buddy Ref Guru was in here. I'll go back. Make sure that you follow this channel as well. Ref Guru for the Wednesday shows, NFL Nation Live, myself, Ref, and Violator. Make sure you follow his channel. Great stuff. And we get
guys, you got to watch that channel. This is a whole different perspective than normal content creators. You got 2 black hole members and an ex-NFL ref. He knows about inside information that you don't get from normal content creators.
I appreciate that. And Anna, who I got a chance to meet finally after all of this time, I met her last Sunday, so it's almost been a week. So almost happy anniversary for our 1 week anniversary, Anna. Getting a chance to finally meet you, honey, out in the tailgate. So again, now how are you doing, Anna? And what do you have for us tonight concerning Jim Otto and the old school Raiders, honey?
Oh man, I tell you, still recovering from the game. Shoot, I went out and I had to get drunk because man, that game had me so stressed out. I mean, literally stressed out. My heart was in my stomach. And it was a good game, one hell of a game. You know, I'm glad they won. You got to excuse me, I'm rolling around here.
Yeah, I'm going to say, and got some really good Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah, you know it. But I'm I was really happy with the outcome. Of course, I know a lot of the Cowboys fans, I know they're pretty ticked off, but of course, it is what it is. It was a game. They won fair and square. I mean, the guys really stepped up, and I mean, there was a few questionable calls, but hey, what can I say?
And Anna, make sure you join us on Tuesday for Captain and Wenches, where we will talk about that exclusively as well. And I was going to say, now Anna just celebrated her 22nd birthday or so. So the old school Raiders might be a little bit before her time. But I was going to say, was there? And by the way, really nice Vegas Knights shirt that I see you have on.
Nice, free is even better.
Oh, free is good. Oh, where'd you pick that? Was that a gift from the stadium or what?
Stations Casino.
Nice. Okay. Well,
Stations Casino.
if you get any in double X or so, keep me in mind. Okay.
Actually, hopefully I'll be able to grab one pretty soon because I just got my flyer for the December giveaways, and they're giving away these again. So I'll grab an extra one. I have to take a trip to the casino.
Yeah. I will take the largest size they got. Double X might be tight, but I will wear it. I'll stretch it out.
Oh, well, they have up to 4 or 5X. So
then triple X, honey. Triple
X.
Triple X.
Yeah.
So it's not a 30-member smash and grab gang, right? This is going to be legit, right?
No.
It's about this stuff.
Hey, I'm getting close. I'm getting close to hitting chairman status. So that goes to show. No, but I don't know.
What's your first recollections of the Raiders when you were growing up, honey, or your first thoughts of the Raiders? Your first thoughts of when you were growing up as a Raiders fan, and who was that? And again, do you have any memories of Jim Otto being Mr. Raider? Because everybody thinks Tim Brown is Mr. Raider. No, Tim Brown is the newer edition of Mr. Raider, but to me, obviously, Jim Otto is Mr. Raider.
Jim Otto was the original Mr. Oakland Raider.
Right.
Growing up, I would always Sunday mornings. My dad, he had a tire business, and on Sundays it was always spent with us. And a lot of times, if we weren't at a lowrider car show, we were at home watching a Raiders game, and when they were playing. And I remember just sitting there with my dad and just watching football. And all I remember, the silver and black. My dad and my uncles. They would all sit and drink and barbecue and watch the game, and I would sit and watch with them. But I remember, because I was born in the 70s, well, 70, I should say. And
still in the 70s.
I remember being I guess about 7 is when I really, really, really sat and watched Raiders games with my dad. And my brothers, of course, they were little, but they remember, watching the games. And I mean, back then, football was football. Your object is to get the quarterback and take him out.
That's right.
And, I mean, a lot of the players were, back then. I mean, oh God, like Plunkett, and trying to remember as far back the players. I mean, my dad had, oh God, senior moments happening. Because I have the jersey at my mother-in-law's, and every time that I go, I forget to go in and get it. Oh God, the name. What's the name? I'm
Defensive
having
player, offensive player.
he.
What side of the ball was he on, Anna? And we'll try to
I'm
figure
trying
it
to
out.
remember. I'm trying to remember right now. I'm having senior moments now. But oh God, what's it? I know it's a white jersey. Trying to remember the number that's on it because it's at, like I said, I have it down my mother-in-law's, and I have to go get it when next time we go to California. But my dad, there's a website that I gave my dad because my dad was looking for a Tom Flores jersey, and I told my dad about this website to where I found one for him, and he ordered it and he got it, and he's just so happy to wear that jersey. We got oh God, I know one of them was number 16,
That's Plunkett.
and then who's the other one? The
Well,
Mexican.
it could have been Blanda too, because Blanda was 16 before Plunkett.
Okay, my dad got the Blanda. That's the one he got.
Yeah.
And he was so excited, to get those jerseys and stuff. But all I just remember is just when football was football, And then, of course, my dad and I, every time that we call, we talk about, he talks about, yeah, he blames Joe Montana for changing the rules in football. I don't know. He can't stand him. And of course, he blames also too people like John Elway and everything for changing the rules in football. Don't touch the quarterback. You touch the quarterback. Oh, I'm hurt.
The rules have been changing over time. And then when the CTE information came out, the rules got drastic.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Edward, your last comment. The Thanksgiving Day game without John Madden is garbage. I want to see John Madden rolling up with his camper van and showing off a six-legged turkey again. I miss those days, bro. That was the Thanksgiving Day game. The problem with the world is everything changes. The good thing with the world is everything changes. We just got to embrace what comes along next. But those days are gone. Just like the Raiders of the 70s and 80s. Those days are gone. We can't play by those rules. We can't find six-legged turkeys no more, bro.
There is no turducken, and it's just the way it is.
And you know what? And also too, the culture of the fans has changed a lot too. You're a fan, you stick by your team no matter how good or bad they are. I mean, no matter what.
There's been jumpers throughout history in that, though.
I mean, it's just, it sometimes I have to look away from Facebook because of all the negativity that's going on and everything. And I know that there's a big division within Raider Nation about, dump car, bring in Mariota. It's such a division.
Those people have never played football. They have no experience. They have no idea what they're talking about. And they you know what? Let them go. They're fake fans.
We're looking, because the way that I see it is we're looking at an overhead view. Try being out on the field and looking at their view. I mean, like, my husband, he's only a fan, he has a shirt that I got him that says I married into this. And like I tell him whenever we're out and about, I see hip level. I see a certain level, and he's telling me, look over there. And I'm going, how do you expect me to look over there? You're looking up here, way up here. I'm looking down here, and I see that as a quarterback as well. I see, okay, they're looking at a level. We're looking up here, and we can see things that they can't, and it kind of makes it tricky. So
Yeah,
I kind of compare my situation, with the quarterback situation, they're, we're looking at a certain level. They're looking at a low, at a straight level. We're looking above them. We can see everything else that's happening. They may not be able to see what's further down the field or anything. So at times, when there's a bad throw or there's, something happens, oh, he could have, he should have threw it to this person or he should have threw it to that person. Maybe he didn't see that person down there,
And here's the thing. Most of the people out there putting out content saying get rid of Carr never played football. The content creators who played football, actually played football, they're like, no, Carr's our guy. We're going to die. If we don't keep him, we're dead. We're doomed. They're realists. They played the game. I played the game. I played football. Without Derek Carr, our team is garbage. We're done.
Sorry.
I got tapped.
Sorry, Mo, my son was trying to call.
Oh, wow. The sun just got blue.
No, it's okay. It ain't important.
I'm not worthy.
All he's going to want to know is, Mom, did you cook? Like, hell no, Mama didn't cook today.
My daughters all ask me, hey, did you cook? Yeah. I cook every day. But listen, fake Raiders fans can do whatever they want. I ain't got time for them. The real Raiders fans understand this. Without Carr, we're done. See 2016.
Right. And again, folks, if you would like to come into the show, and we appreciate Anna for coming in and sharing her thoughts as a true Raiders fan, because again, Anna's been here for a long time supporting all of the folks here on this channel, both myself and OG on his channel, as a Raiders fan, a knowledgeable Raiders fan, somebody who gets it. And that's why we appreciate her input, because again, now granted, remember, she's only 22, but
Right.
she's only 22 years of age, but
So cut her some slack.
But yeah, cut her some slack. But a true Raiders fan that she is, and we always appreciate her input for being here. And as a sports fan as well, even during the offseason, well, there's really no Raiders offseason, but when they're not playing football every day, we still have Anna bouncing around talking about hockey and things like that. So that's always a good thing too. And that's
you guys have a good night.
Someday
Love
you'll
you
be old
guys.
like me, Anna. You'll be 29 like me.
Yeah. These days soon. And Anna, hopefully I'll see you this weekend for the game. If you're bouncing around, just give me a shout. If I think you got my number, but if not, IM me and I'll make sure you get my number again. And it's always great to see you as well. It's fantastic to meet you personally as well too.
I can't give chicks my number. My wife would get pissed, especially young as you.
Love you guys. You guys have a good night.
All right. Thanks again, Anna. Appreciate you stopping by, honey. All right. That's Anna.
Right. Skipper, I enjoy doing these with you, man.
Well, it's definitely entertaining, and we definitely appreciate everybody for being here. And again, if you caught our show late, we were talking about the Mr. Oakland Raider, Jim Otto, and we spoke about his career, and what he gave to the Raiders was more than actually literally what more than most people give. He gave limbs, literally gave limbs for the Raiders.
He gave a leg.
He gave a leg for all of his surgeries that he had on all of the knees and things like that. So a big portion of his life, he will always be regarded as the center for the Raiders franchise, bar none. And it's that's why we speak of him with aplomb and with reverence. And again, he's not dead yet. I say because we're all going to die, but
and he's out pushing education.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And again, do you have any final final thoughts of what what he's been doing recently there, Daniels. I know you're pushing a bit on what he did at post Raiders career. We talked about that as well.
Well, before I get to that, I just want to say Cool Kev put a note in there that he was at work and come on, if you worked for me and you were on a chat, I'd fire your ass. Just kidding, Cool Kev, you're my bro. No, Jim Otto has been out there speaking. He's been to events. He pushes education. He stresses the importance of that, and he's still pertinent to the Raiders organization. He is a major player. He has a titanium leg replacement so he can walk. He's most of the time in a wheelchair, but I'm going to tell you right now, one of the great Raiders that ever played. You got to respect this guy. He was tough. He was a badass. And when people asked him, would you reconsider your career? And he said, nah, no regrets. I'd do it all over again if I could. He sounded like a guy who still wanted to play. That's a hardcore freaking Raider.
Yeah, and remember, folks, if you see the old Raider games, and they would always cut the Mr. Davis up in his owner's booth, right next to him would be Jim Otto. Jim Otto. That's how much respect that Al Davis had. It was always Mr. Davis and Jim Otto would be always together on all these events for sure.
Go to Raiders Classics. It's not our channel. They don't even follow me or Captain, but that channel, you get to watch full games, classic Raider games. And guess which one's the latest one they loaded? Thanksgiving, because it was a classic.
Okay, and I see Wild Turkey. Let me get that there for you, Wild Turkey. Stand by a second. I will put the channel for the NFL Nation Live. 1 second.
Well, you got to go there, man. You'll get some serious perspective that's not normal content creation. You'll get a whole new perspective that you haven't seen before. And I'm going to tell you, man, you're missing out. You're denying yourself some good stuff if you don't go to that channel.
Okay, I will get it up there as soon as the spinning circles of death have stopped on my computer. Okay, so I will
black hole.
Yeah, almost literally. I'll put it up here. Make sure NFL Nation Live on YouTube. It here.
Seriously, guys, if you miss out on that stuff, you're denying yourself a whole new perspective.
There you go. I put the link up. It should be there.
Nice.
That's the link to NFL Nation Live. Again, on Wednesdays, it's myself, Ref Guru, and Violators talking about the previous week's games, along with a insight into the following week's games and our views as to. And we're going to start. We started eliminating teams from. We've already started eliminating teams from who is going to be in the playoffs. And I'll be very honest, we eliminated the Raiders last week. But we might have to reconsider that considering what they did on Thanksgiving. So it's one of those things. And I have no problem admitting this. The people that asked me about what I thought about the game prior to Thanksgiving, they asked what I foresaw for the Thanksgiving game with the Cowboys. I said, I have this as a double-digit loss for the Raiders, basically because of the way that we had been playing the last 3 weeks. Whether we finally got a rebirth, a kick in the ass, whatever you want to call it, we'll see. But it was definitely a great Thanksgiving, and we got the 10 days off before we go out and play the Washington football team. And I'll tell you this as well.
What the fuck team?
Yeah, don't sleep on them. don't sleep on them because, again, one great victory over Dallas goes right away if you go out and lose in Vegas to the Washington football team. And I'll admit that straight up.
I'm gonna tell you something, Captain. I think I'm one of the few guys who didn't give up. Like all these people were picking us to lose, content creators like crazy. I'm like, no, we're gonna wake up, we're gonna win this game. My score was a little extreme, but I didn't quit. And once we hit 300 yards of offense, passing, I'm like, yeah, we got this shit. We won this bit.
Well, considering that I don't have fingernails. Yeah, considering that I don't have to upload this to my the other channel this week, I will allow all the swear words to go. But again, that notwithstanding, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I did not see it.
I saw it as a wake-up game, and I saw it as
no. I'm talking about if people ask me what my prognostication was, I did not see that wake-up call occurring because I saw no semblance of heart on this team the last 3 games. No semblance of heart. 16 points, 14 points, 13 points, nothing. So that's why I had no problem saying what my prognostication was. I was wrong, and I have no problem saying I was wrong, and I'm glad I was wrong, but I have no problem stating that I had no druthers saying that the Raiders were going to get whooped on Thanksgiving. I was wrong. So I'm hoping that this is a wake-up call for the rest of the year.
Well, see, I thought this was our wake-up call. We'll get it done. We'll trash them. I thought we'd destroy them by a lot more. I honestly did. But my point is this. We get hot now, over the NFL, you are fucked. We're coming at you. That's my point of view on this. Now, if we fail and we have another meltdown, yeah, it's over. It's done. I'll admit it. But right now, I don't see that. What I smell is, and what I see is, we're going to go on a tear, get hot at the right time of season. This is what I felt all year. We're going to make a big run. I honestly believe that's what's coming down the pipe. If not, I was wrong. I'll admit it. But until then, I ain't admitting shit.
Okay. And again, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put this comment up by Bourbon Country. I actually think we're going to beat the Chiefs the next time we play them.
Mm-hmm.
If we play the Chiefs the way we played Dallas, the same type of game that we played against Dallas, we will beat the Chiefs the next time we play them.
But we need to beat what fucking team first, and then we go beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, man, I tell you,
we got what fucking team coming up?
Man, you make it really hard to put this on my my podcast for all those fucking swear words that you're dishing out there.
WFT, what fucking team?
For those that are listening to my podcast, that is OG Daniel and fuck his fucked up mouth. Okay. So,
I gotta watch my dirty fucking mouth. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so again, because I don't have to upload it to Northeast Streaming Sports to this time, I won't have to worry about it. But anyway,
cool, Kev. You're commenting, and you're supposed to be at work, dude. If I was your boss, I would fire your ass.
But he's not your boss.
Okay. Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah. And there's something coming up. And I agree with Matt Marinovich on this. What Card needs to continue to play the way he played Thursday. And that the entire team needs to play the way they played Thursday. They actually need to play better than they played Thursday because they still gave up that tying touchdown and tying field goal. So they need to play that way and better.
Okay, but here's the thing. At least we had a freaking referees that called stuff fair. They got a little crazy with it. I understand. We got away with some stuff we shouldn't have on some of those, that laundry. And the Cowboys, no, everything they did was dirty. Screw them. We finally got a fair game called.
I do.
Refs would continue to do the same thing. We're golden.
We'll see it. We'll see it. Anyway, for those that came out for our broadcast tonight, again, this was about the great Jim Otto. Please push it up. Please let folks know. We will be doing further broadcasts on Chronicles of the Black Hole. We will be doing other Raiders of old. And this is where we kind of put out. Now, we have already done John, no, sorry, Lyle Alzado. We've done Cliff Branch. We've
We
done.
haven't done Alzado yet. I couldn't do it. I wasn't emotionally ready.
Okay, we did Matuzak, though, right? Yeah, we did Matuzak. We did Cliff Branch. We've done Tom Flores. We've done Bob Brown. We've done now. We've done Hayes and Haynes. We had a double show with them. We've had obviously Jim Otto now. So again, if there's anybody that you think that we would have that we would like to do for a show upcoming, please put that in the comments. We'll put it in here.
And we will figure out what the majority wants, and we will do it.
Yeah,
we
that's
got
it.
Way too many great Raiders yet to do, and we will do them as long as we're still breathing.
Yeah, well, I agree about Marcus. SJ, text me. SJ, who?
We did want to Jack Tatum.
Yeah, we did do Jack Tatum. Didn't we? Yeah, we did Assassin already. Yeah,
yep.
We've done Assassin. So again, Marcus would be one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one from the earlier comments. We could probably roll this into a triumvirate with the older Raider running backs, which would be like what is it, Hewitt Dixon and Clem Daniels, and then we could probably roll Marcus Allen into like a Raider running back show. This way,
Bo Jackson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can do the older
I'm
running.
seeing one that I'm really happy with right now. Unholy.
What? Sorry, what?
Unholy roller Raider Frankie Musqueta.
Oh yeah, Ben Davidson would be a fantastic show.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, that would be something to think about there.
Ben Davidson's a good one.
Okay.
I love defensive players. That's why I said that. I mean, yeah, we need to do. We've been doing mostly defensive players. We've done a couple offensive players. I'd like to keep Van Egan. Oh, Van Egan. We forget about him.
Not quite spelled right, but we know who you were going with there.
Cool, Kev, you're fired. Ted Hendricks.
Yeah. Yeah, and Billy Cannon is good. I mean,
now, I forgot about Billy.
Yeah, Billy Cannon. Remember Al Davis's penchant for getting Heisman Trophy winners, and what he also did with Billy Cannon was the same thing that he did with Todd Christensen. He took a running back and made him a tight end. Did the same thing with Billy Cannon.
I mean, guys, understand all these suggestions you're making, we are going to cover.
Yeah.
We just want to know what we want to do the next show.
Yeah. So we
the
have
comments you put in, we're going to rack them up, go through, and figure out which ones you like the most. So put your info. Oh, we go. Put them in, and we will choose the most popular one.
I actually do like this one with Mike Serra as well. And there's a possibility that I can actually call Morris and have him join us.
Okay, if you can do that, we'll do that next.
Okay. I will see. I can't promise, but that would be something that would be great for us to do. So let me get now. I will say had Morris's number. I will see if it's still Morris's number. And if it's not Morris's number, I will try to acquire it again. But I will reach out to Morris and do that. And that would be great as well. And again, if and when I can get Henry on here, that would be Henry Lawrence. We will actually talk with Henry when we can talk about, you know, the great lines that we've already discussed Bob Brown, and when Bob Brown came, Bob was taken when Bob retired. John Vella took over at right tackle. So he took over. So it was Bob Brown to John Vella to Henry Lawrence. That was that.
Carl Weathers. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Hey, Winslow, it said we should comprehensively show the younger audience a show on Al Davis. Yes, we should. That's a 4-hour show, easily.
Yeah. And again, if you really don't know about Al there, and I hate saying this, but there is so much good Al Davis material out there. You know, between a football life of Al Davis and the books that I mean, it's like was it Black Knight?
That's a 4-hour show.
Yeah, Black Knight, which is Al Davis and his Raiders, obviously. You know, Al Davis is booked by and we can have John Kingman come on and talk more about his book with Bruce Kebrick with his the Silver and Black Shield. You know, that would be a great book, a great time as well. So we'll see what we got. And
Willie Wayne, Otis Sistrunk was a freak. This guy was an athletic freak.
Yeah,
that's
and
a good one. Merv Fernandez and Willie Gault, Ray Guy, like these are, dude. Here's the thing: you're showing yourselves. There were so many amazing, great Raiders throughout history. Captain Jack and I could do shows for 50 years. We'll probably be dead by then, but I'm not going to live to 127. But you guys are giving us information of all the shows that we could be doing, and we could do 50 years of shows and never cover everybody. And you know what? I appreciate all of you in the chat. Like, thank you for coming on here. Thank you for participating. Art Shell, look at that.
If I get a word in, I've already done an interview with Otis on my YouTube channel. It's there.
Can you do a new one live?
Well, and I will say this: Otis was definitely only wanted to do it was like in half an hour to an hour, so it was a very short interview. So, I mean, I will attempt to do it again, but Otis was definitely, dude. I don't want to be on too long, and it was maybe
Skipper's really connected here.
No, I never said I was. I just said that I did have his number of old. And
He's got connections.
There you go. Yeah, Warren Wells would have been a good one as well. We actually were talking about Warren Wells when we were talking about the Henry Ruggs issue. And Warren Wells had his issues that was, you know, not as tragic as Henry Ruggs, but was definitely a misuse of or I won't say a wasted life, but a misuse of most of his adulthood. I would say that. So yeah, I said I will look to see if I can get a hold of Morris. If that is not possible, I think it was what was it? Ben Davidson was pretty much the one that tweaked your lamp the most.
I'm a defensive guy, man, of course.
Okay. So we will plan on either Ben Davidson, who recently, actually, I say within the last couple of years, lost his life. So rest in peace to Ben Davidson. And if I can get a hold of Morris and he would be amenable to come on, then we will see that. But again, I will have to get a hold of Morris and ask him about that.
Captain, you know what? I'm grateful that the chat room gives us these suggestions, and we will do what we can and find who we can find. Put your comments in. We already did one on Lester Hayes bourbon.
Yeah, and actually, we did Lester, and I actually interviewed Lester before as well. So look on my channel for the Lester Hayes interview. And we talked about Lester during another show of Chronicles of the Black Hole, so it's out there already.
And here's the thing: I appreciate this chat. Like, I love that these guys want to hear about the old school Raiders. They want to know the history, and I love that we can provide this for them. And that's what our show's about. So if you're on listening to this, you're not on Captain Jack's channel. Good God, huddle up, subscribe. If you're on my channel watching this, you're not subscriber, huddle up.
Hey, and we Willie Wayne, we did Tom Flores right after his induction in the Hall of Fame. So
Yes, sir, we did.
Go back.
We did a good one. You can look at that.
Yeah, go back and watch that show.
You can see it on Doc's channel. I did a video on Tom Flores as a preview. Guys, we will always revisit any history that the Raiders have. That's what we're just trying to be old historians because it's important to know our history. And I love the fact that you guys are on here egging us on.
Okay, so again, we appreciate all of that.
Yep.
We're gonna pop it, cut it here in a bit. But again, thank you for your suggestions. We will take them under advisement.
We'll go we'll go through it and see who's the most popular idea, and we'll go with that next week.
Yeah,
or the following week, or whatever.
Or Morris as well. Again, folks, thank you for your participation. Thank you for watching on my channel. Again, if you either go to Chronicles of the Black Hole, if you're not watching on OG's channel, Chronicles of the Black Hole, it's its own YouTube channel, or my channel, which is Captain Jack Rackham. Captain Jack Rackham, whichever channel you're watching, we appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends about it. And we enjoy having y'all on watching these shows along with the other shows that I do. Like I said, the NFL Nation Live. I put the live up for that. And then every other Tuesdays is normally this is normally on a Tuesday. It's every other Tuesday. It's Chronicles of the Black Hole. And then the other Tuesday will be Captain and Wenches. So on Tuesdays, you're going to normally get one of these shows out there. So we'll do that.
We love you guys. Remember, wash your hands. And if you're going to drink, be responsible because accidents create families.
True. All right, folks. I got it, OG. I heard that. Be well. Be out there. We will see you tomorrow night for the regular Ask Captain Jack show. Ask Captain Jack show, Sunday night, 9:00 Eastern on this channel. And I'll also be pushing it as well over to Chronicles. So again, Ask Captain Jack show.
Not ask.
Ask. Yes. Yeah. All right. Y'all take care, folks. We'll see you for the next show. Always a pleasure.
Skipper, permission to deport.
You are given permission to leave the patio, Daddy-O. Got it. Y'all